In Greek mythology, the rod of Asclepius, also known as the Asklepian, is a serpent-entwined rod wielded by the Greek god Asklepios, a deity associated with healing and medicine. The symbol has continued to be used in modern times, where it is associated with medicine and healthcare, yet frequently confused with the staff of the god Hermes, the caduceus. Theories have been proposed about the Greek origin of the symbol and its implications. Greek mythology and Greek society, the rod of Asclepius takes its name from the god Asklepios, a deity associated with healing and medicinal arts in Greek mythology. Asklepios's attributes, the snake and a staff, sometimes depicted separately in antiquity, are combined in the symbol. The most famous temple of Asklepios was at Epidaurus in northeastern Peloponnese. Another famous healing temple was located on the island of Kos, where Hippocrates, the legendary father of medicine, may have begun his career. Other Asclepia were situated in Tricola, Gortys, and Pergamum in Asia. In honor of Asklepios, a particular type of non-venomous snake was often used in healing rituals, and these snakes the Aesculapian snakes crawled around freely on the floor in dormitories where the sick and injured slept. These snakes were introduced at the founding of each new temple of Asklepios throughout the classical world. From about 300 BC onwards, the cult of Asklepios grew very popular and pilgrims flocked to his healing temples to be cured of their ills. Ritual purification would be followed by offerings or sacrifices to the god, and the supplicant would then spend the night in the holiest part of the sanctuary the abaton. Any dreams or visions would be reported to a priest who would prescribe the appropriate therapy by a process of interpretation. Some healing temples also used sacred dogs to lick the wounds of sick petitioners. The original Hippocratic oath began with the invocation "I swear by Apollo the physician and by Asklepios and by Hygeia and Panacea and by all the gods." The serpent and the staff appear to have been separate symbols that were combined at some point in the development of the Asklepian cult. The significance of the serpent has been interpreted in many ways. Sometimes the shedding of skin and renewal is emphasized as symbolizing rejuvenation, while other assessments center on the serpent as a symbol that unites and expresses the dual nature of the work of the physician, who deals with life and death, sickness and health. The ambiguity of the serpent as a symbol, and the contradictions it is thought to represent, reflect the ambiguity of the use of drugs, which can help or harm, as reflected in the meaning of the term pharmakon, which meant drug, medicine, and poison in ancient Greek. Products deriving from the bodies of snakes were known to have medicinal properties in ancient times, and in ancient Greece, at least some were aware that snake venom that might be fatal if it entered the bloodstream could often be imbibed. Snake venom appears to have been prescribed in some cases as a form of therapy. The staff has also been variously interpreted. One view is that it, like the serpent, conveyed notions of resurrection and healing, while another is that the staff was a walking stick associated with itinerant physicians. Cornutus, a Greek philosopher probably active in the 1st century CE, in the Theology Graecae compendium offers a view of the significance of both snake and staff. Asklepios derived his name from healing soothingly and from deferring the withering that comes with death. For this reason, therefore, they give him a serpent as an attribute, indicating that those who avail themselves of medical science undergo a process similar to the serpent in that they, as it were, grow young again after illnesses and slough off old age. Also because the serpent is a sign of attention, much of which is required in medical treatments. The staff also seems to be a symbol of some similar thing. For by means of this it is set before our minds that unless we are supported by such inventions as these, in so far as falling continually into sickness is concerned, stumbling along we would fall even sooner than necessary. In any case the two symbols certainly merged in antiquity as representations of the snake coiled about the staff are common. It has been claimed that the snake wrapped around the staff was a species of rat snake, Elathi longicima. Theories: some commentators have interpreted the symbol as a direct representation of traditional treatment of Dracunculus medinensis, the guinea worm. The worm emerges from painful ulcerous blisters. The blisters burn, causing the patient to immerse the affected area in water to cool and soothe it. The worm senses the temperature change and discharges its larva into the water. The traditional treatment was to slowly pull the worm out of the wound over a period of hours to weeks and wind it around a stick. The modern treatment may replace the stick with a piece of sterile gauze but is otherwise largely identical. Some commentators have linked the symbol to the Nehushtan, a sacred object consisting of a serpent wrapped around a pole mentioned in the Bible in the Book of Numbers. The section in the Book of Numbers reads as follows. 5 And the people spake against God, and against Moses, Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water. And our soul loatheth this light bread. 6 And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people. And much people of Israel died. 7 Therefore the people came to Moses, and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord, and against thee. Pray unto the Lord, that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. 8 And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass, that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. 9 And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass, that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. This is consistent with the theory in the New Testament of the Bible that Jesus also delivers believers from eternal death in the passage found in John 3:14 14 And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. 15 That whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Modern use. A number of organizations and services use the Rod of Asclepius as their logo, or part of their logo. These include confusion with the caduceus. It is relatively common, especially in the United States, to find the caduceus, with its 2 snakes and wings, used as a symbol of medicine instead of the correct Rod of Asclepius, with only a single snake. This usage is erroneous, popularized largely as a result of the adoption of the caduceus as its insignia by the U.S. Army Medical Corps in 1902 at the insistence of a single officer. The Rod of Asclepius is the dominant symbol for professional healthcare associations in the United States. One survey found that 62% of professional healthcare associations used the Rod of Asclepius as their symbol. The same survey found that 76% of commercial healthcare organizations used the caduceus symbol. The author of the study suggests the difference exists because professional associations are more likely to have a real understanding of the 2 symbols, whereas commercial organizations are more likely to be concerned with the visual impact a symbol will have in selling their products. The initial errors leading to its adoption and the continuing confusion it generates are well known to medical historians. The long-standing and abundantly attested historical associations of the caduceus with commerce are considered by many to be inappropriate in a symbol used by those engaged in the healing arts. This has occasioned significant criticism of the use of the caduceus in a medical context. Standard representation. The Rod of Asclepius has a representation on the miscellaneous symbols table at the Unicode standard at U+2695. See also, Kundalini Energy, Aram's Rod, Bowl of Hygieia, Ferber, Chakra, Caduceus, Ninjista, Nehushtan, Naga. References